Welcome back to this week's Novum Insights Weekly Tech Tips. This week, we're focusing in on governance in DeFi and why it matters. So, while DeFi has demonstrated extraordinary innovation, it's still a very new industry and there are risks abound. About $120 million worth of assets were stolen in DeFi platforms in 2020. So this week, we look at DeFi governance. We take a look at Decentralized Autonomous Organisations, or DAOs, and the infamous DAO hack. We explain how DAO governance is commonly executed and some of the vulnerabilities, and we take a look at some of the new improvements that projects are working on. DeFi DAOs help users transfer cryptocurrencies across different blockchains, and they are used in crypto lending or yield farming. So, what is a DAO? Well, in a DAO, IT governance and corporate governance are one and the same. The organization is governed and operated by smart contracts. The smart contracts which form their governance are written and executed as computer code. Monitoring and enforcement of smart contracts are likewise by computer algorithms, and there are weak or non-existent mechanisms for dispute resolution as the code both governs and executes. The best known failure of DAO governance was the DAO, launched in 2016 on the Ethereum blockchain. The DAO was a decentralized autonomous organization intended to act as a venture capital firm governed by the investors of the DAO. A smart contract both granted investors voting rights according to their level of investment and decisions regarding the distribution and management of the $150 million fund. Since the decision-making structure was implemented and managed solely by the code, the DAO was left the entirety of its governance operations to an algorithm, which became the DAO's sole governance mechanism. It operated as it was instructed and according to previously agreed rules. The attack concerned a clever exploitation of the DAO's blockchain encoded smart contract, and they managed to siphon out $60 million worth of Ether. Governance in decentralized systems can be compromised because most DAOs raise money and in return, investors get back governance tokens. This creates a high degree of centralization at the start of the token distribution. Teams are working on improvements to DAO governance, such as releasing smart contracts in stages, certification processes and review processes, and security audits from respected institutions in combination with a formal verification programs for smart contracts. DeFi is still in its infancy as an industry, and the concept of DAOs is still relatively young. So we will continue to see a greater number of players entering the market and making improvements. If you want to read more on why governance in DeFi really matters, check out the Novum Insights weekly newsletter. The link is below. But that's all from me. I'll see you next week for more Novum Insights weekly tech tips.